An unpopular Democratic president running for re-election during a time of war and protests on college campuses. A rival candidate campaigning on law and order accused of pandering to racism. You can see why there are a lot of comparisons being made right now between 2024 and 1968. And there are plenty of similarities. There's even another Kennedy running for president. And like 1968, Democrats will be holding their convention in Chicago this year. But they hope that history does not repeat itself completely.
I shall not seek.
56 years ago, President Lyndon Johnson decided not to seek another term. His main rival, Robert F. Kennedy, running against American involvement in the Vietnam War, was shot and killed during the campaign.
The senator was hit by 2 bullets. 5 other persons were also wounded as bullets sprayed the kitchen.
That cleared the way for Johnson's vice president, Hubert Humphrey, to become the Democratic presidential nominee.
I ask your help for our America, and I ask you to help me in this difficult campaign that lies ahead.
But, like Johnson, Hubert Humphrey supported America's commitment to defend South Vietnam. And progressive anti-war Democrats who'd supported Kennedy, or others like Eugene McCarthy, took to the streets of Chicago during the Democratic convention to voice their opposition. So, not unlike today, in 1968, the Democratic Party was deeply divided between a progressive anti-war faction and the political establishment, which still offered tepid backing to a war effort. The powerful mayor of Chicago back then, Democrat Richard Daley, ordered police to get tough on the protesters, but instead, the police themselves rioted, brutally attacking demonstrators they saw as a bunch of peaceniks and hippies. Watching that violence and chaos unfold on their TV screens, middle Americans gravitated towards the candidate who promised to restore peace at home and abroad, Richard Nixon. He went on to narrowly defeat Hubert Humphrey that November. Clearly, Donald Trump wants to emulate Richard Nixon this year. But there are some important differences. American soldiers are not fighting and dying in Gaza or Ukraine. While racial tensions persist, 2024 is really nothing like the tinderbox of the civil rights era, inflamed by the desegregation of schools and suburbs and the murder of leaders like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. But, like Lyndon Johnson and Hubert Humphrey before him, President Joe Biden needs the support of young voters and an anxious middle America in order to win.